Hello and welcome to the Latah Valley Fiber Co. podcast. My name is Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, thanks for coming back. If you've been here a while, as you can see, I am in yet another location. I am in my office still, but I've moved to where the yarn is in the back. This is yarn from my shop. This is my worsted base. And I've had some feedback that I need to have more of a yarn presence in my videos. So this is my attempt to do that. We'll see how it goes. I am currently in the process of dyeing worsted weight yarn this week. So this little that I have is going to be tripled here by the end of the month. So if you're interested in worsted weight yarn, you can watch for that. Let's go over all the normal details. You can find me on Instagram at Latah Valley Fiber Co. You can check out my shop on Etsy, latahvalleyfiberco.etsy.com. If you want to direct message me, which several of you have, and I appreciate that, lvfiberco@gmail.com. So, yeah, here we are. It's February. That's really hard to believe. The month of January just flew by for me. We were so busy, my family. So I live in Eastern Washington with my husband and our son, and it was busy. School and I homeschool, so that takes up the majority of my mornings and sometimes my afternoons, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so it's just been busy. He's in 6th grade. So, he's a boy. There's a lot going on there, and we're enjoying most every moment of it. So, what else should I say before we get started here? Oh, let's just run through. I have 2 finished objects, a couple works in progress, a couple new cast-ons, and I also bought from Paradise Fiber, their Fiber Club of the Month. I think, is that what it's called? Fiber, yeah, Fiber Club of the Month. Something like that. Anyway, I bought that in January, and I waited until now to open it with you all. So I hope that maybe that would get you inspired to spin. My wheel has been not moving at all. It moved a little bit in December. I tried to spin up this fleece that was really, it had several different fibers in it, several different colors, and it just shed all over the place. So I quickly lost interest in that and put it back in the box. So I'm hoping with this I'll be inspired to get back into spinning, because I really do love it, and it's fun to have something that you've spun from a fleece that you then knit into a garment or an accessory or something like that. It's really nice to have that experience. Anyway, okay, let's talk about my finished objects for this week. I have 2, and surprise, surprise, they're a pair of socks. Both of them are socks. This first pair is the broken seed stitch socks. These are for my husband, and I knit them out of my own hand-dyed yarn, scraps that I had laying around. So the broken seed stitch is this pattern. I didn't continue it along the bottom, the texture, because who wants that on the bottom of their feet? So I just knit at the bottom here. I did my normal cast on for him, which is 72 stitches, and I did a 2x2 rib for 2 inches before doing the pattern. And then I did the pattern for 2 inches before doing the heel. And this is a regular heel flap and gusset. And then I decreased to the toe. This was a fun pattern. I enjoy them a lot. It's really easy once you get going on it. You're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing. I don't know if this pattern was free or not. I won't give away too much information. it's a slip stitch pattern. So, yeah, there you go. These are for my husband. I am knitting him a couple pair, probably 10 pairs or so, for Christmas this next year. So that's his first pair. I have cast on his second pair, and yeah, all before February. So, okay, this next pair, which I finished yesterday, is a pair for me, and this is not a pattern. I just did, I knit 3, purled 1, ribbed around. So I cast on 64 stitches for me. I did a 2x2 rib for 1 inch, and then I started the patterning, and I knit that for 1 inch before I did the heel flap and the gusset. And then, yeah, picked up and did the toe. This is an easy pattern, knitting 3 and purling 1, and I feel like it gives a nice stretch around your foot. So, yeah, it's a popular one. I do it often. I've done a lot of knitting of socks, and I've not often done a pair for myself. So I am currently wearing a pair of my hand knit socks, which is fun. I found them in my bin over here. They were buried at the bottom. So I am really looking forward to having another pair to wear. Okay, that is it for finished objects. Let's talk about some works in progress. And I have 2 of them. They're the Ebba pullover and the Friday tee. And I just wanted to talk, I know I've covered these in several vlogs, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of detail on them. The last time I talked to you, I was on the sleeve. So I bound off the cuff with, she recommended the sewn tubular bind off, and I don't love it. So I left some string here, and I'm going to do something different with the other sleeve and see if I like that better. Then I'll just pull that out and redo it. It's really stretchy, but it looks wonky. Maybe it just needs to be blocked. Like if you look at the sweater itself has been blocked. Not the ribbing, but the bulk of the sweater has been blocked, and it helped a lot with this. See how it's kind of curling in and just it's an interesting shape. So I may do the sleeve, then the other sleeve, block it, and then decide what to do with the bind offs. That sleeve is the only other thing that I have to do on it. So ribbing at the bottom is done, and the collar at the top is done. Now the collar, I made this sweater has had lots of issues of my own making. So if you want to see more about that, check out my previous vlogs. The collar I cast on with the wrong size of needle, and I didn't realize it until I was binding off, and by then I had done it all. So I thought, well, I'm just going to leave it. I did try it on. It fit fine, but it's not blocked. So when I block it, I'm just going to take care to not block it, you know, really wide. I might just get it wet and then lay it out instead of blocking it to the measurements that it should be. So that's my goal with the Ebba pullover. I'm almost done, guys. I will be wearing this on our next episode. Won't that be fun? I think that's, yeah, I'm excited to have it done. And plenty of time to still wear it. Although here in Spokane, this week we're going to have highs in the 50s. Well, 50, 51. So I don't know if I'll get a lot of wear out of it. I was hoping winter would still be here, but apparently not. So that is the Ebba Pullover by Sari, Nordland. Okay, my next work in progress, which I'm getting along with it. I have it in this bag that I sewed myself. And I'm in the process of adding another pink skein to it because I'm running out of the one ball. And I didn't want there to be a clear line difference. So this is the front. All right. So I am probably 2 inches from my underarm here. This is fingering weight, so it takes a little bit longer to do. I don't mind though. It's very pretty. I can't wait to wear it. It's so soft and cozy, and just the fabric is, oh man. So I'm thrilled. This is hand-dyed yarn by me, and it's a single ply. Now the pattern that Petite Knit calls for, what she calls for in the pattern, is it has several twists of yarn in it. I think 4, but I figured, I have this, I'm gonna try it. So that's where I'm at. I've added the new pink in here, and I can tell that it's a little bit darker than the previous color. So I'm hoping, I'm doing a fade kind of to try and minimize that. We'll see how it goes. So that one's coming along. I will probably not have that done by anytime soon. Again, it's fingering weight, and then I'm putting some 3/4 sleeves on, so it'll be a while, I'm sure. Okay, that's it for works in progress. I have several new cast-ons, so let's talk about that next. All right, the first thing that I cast on after casting off my husband's pair of socks is another pair of socks for him. And I'm using my own hand-dyed yarn. This is a fingering weight 80/20 sock base. And I had done a collaboration with my local yarn store, Paradise Fiber. They wanted some Spokane-inspired yarns. And this was one of the skeins that I had dyed for them as a test. And so I have 6. I have 6 that I'm going to be using for this project for my husband. So this is one of them. It has brown, blue, a little bit of gray in it. It's pretty. This is what it looks like so far. I am doing the Hermione Everyday Socks. And it's a very popular pattern. It's free. You can find it on Ravelry. Pardon me just a minute, I've dropped a stitch. That's weird. Okay, so anybody who's knit socks has knit the Hermione Everyday Socks. I don't know anybody except Corey, because she's, hi Corey, she's doing something different, but she will at some point in her sock career, she will do the Hermione Everyday Socks. They're so popular. There must be thousands of projects on Ravelry. But I did my normal cast on, 72 stitches, 2x2 ribbing. I did 2 inches here. And then I'm going to knit the leg. I've done a lot of shorties for my husband, and I'm going to knit the leg a little bit longer. I'll probably do 6 inches total, including the cuff. So I'm going to knit the pattern on the leg before I start the heel for 4 inches. You can't really see the patterning at this point. I mean, you can kind of see that the fabric looks different, but I think once I have the sock done, it'll look really nice for him. So, yeah, I'm just plugging away. Always got to have socks on the go. So yesterday I had wrapped up my pair of socks, so I cast on last night another pair for me, or I have somebody in mind. They like scrappy socks, so I think I'm going to do them for her. I'm using scraps that are in my stash. I've got a lot because of my sock knitting. I'm trying to use pinkish colors. This one does have a purple in it. I cast on 64 stitches on 2.25 millimeters. Sorry, I use 2.25 for all my socks, including the men's socks. The difference with the men, I cast on 72, women's I cast on 64. So I knit the cuff for 1 inch, and then I'm working on the leg of the foot, and I'm going to knit that for several more inches. I'm doing stripes, but in the stripes I'm doing a pattern. This is not a pattern out there. I have some stitches that I know how to do, and so I'm going to do those on the stripes. The first stripe I knit 2, and then I did a round of purl, and then I knit two more stripes. So total of five rounds per stripe. On the purple, I knit 2 rounds, and then on the third round, I knit 2, yarned over, knit 2 together, and repeated that around. And then on the 4th and 5th row, I just knit, and I knit that yarn over as I came to it. So it created this nice little lace detail. On the next one down, I knit 2 rows, and then on the 3rd row, I knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 all the way around. And then on the last 2 rows, 4th and 5th row, I just knit. So it creates this great texture on it. I've added this color, which isn't really pink. It's reddish, but some people would argue that it's pink. So I added it, and here we go. So I have done 2, I'm in the middle of the 2nd round, and then I need to decide what pattern I'm going to do on the 3rd round. So I'm just going to do that, and I will repeat these colors at some point. I think I have 2 more colors after this one, so then I will probably just start repeating them. And again, this is going to be for somebody that I have in mind. Yeah, so fun project. I like doing socks because they're small, and they you can finish them rather rapidly, which is really nice. I can knit a pair of socks in 18 hours. The shorty socks are a little shorter. I haven't actually timed that. But if you're doing like a 6-inch leg, then that I can do in 18 hours. Finished pair of socks. So that's really cool. Okay, I have another cast on. My knit group and I, we meet every couple of weeks, and I got to talking with one of the gals, and she thought it would be a great idea to do a knit along. So we're doing a cowl, and we are doing the DRK Everyday Cowl by Andrea Mowry. There's 3 of us in this group, and the other gal is working on a knit jacket, so she's deeply involved in that, and so it's just the 2 of us. I am using my own hand-dyed yarn. This was left over from something I made. Can't remember what it was. And I don't wear it, obviously. I wonder if I made it for somebody. I don't know. I don't think I did. I can't remember. Okay, so I have not made it very far because we are doing it together. We're not only doing the cowl, we're doing each row together because there's a lot of different techniques and stitches that you're doing. You're increasing and decreasing, and you're knitting front, back, and then front again. And it's a little fiddly. Oh, you're also slipping a stitch. So the gal I'm doing it with is very brave to try all these new things. But what that means is we're going to work on it together. So at Knit Group, we work on this. And this is what we cast on last week. So, I don't know. I think I'm 7 or 8 rows in. And, yeah, I really like this. I've done this cowl before, actually last year, tail end of last year. And I was hoping it would be warm enough, or not warm enough, cold enough that I could wear it this winter. It's 1 week it was in the 20s overnight, and then during the day it was 30. So that's not cold enough to wear a cowl. Anyway, that's the cowl that I'm working on. The cowl. Oh man, we made a mess of that. Okay, the last thing I want to update you on is the hat. Now, I talked about this in last week's vlog. My husband's friend knit a hat, and my husband was helping him, and he knit, this is superwash yarn, he knit it too big, so it was really really big and floppy on his head. So he gave it to me. He said, hey, can you shrink it? And I thought, okay, I've never tried to shrink superwash before. So I tried it. It didn't work. So I went back to him and said, well, there's a couple things. I can put an elastic on the inside, stitch this down, but I felt like he would be able to feel that elastic. So what I did was, my husband and him have similar head width-ishness. So I put this on, I went in on the inside here and looped through, picking up from the ribbing here to the hat. And then when my husband got home last night, I put it on and I cinched it, and I was like, how does that feel? So he said, feels great. So I tied it off, weaved in the end on the inside of the hat, and I'm going to give it to him this way. I hope it takes care of the issue, and that he can't feel that. Now, if I put my hands on it, I can feel that there's a line there where it is a little bit tighter than the rest of it. But I'm hoping it won't be that big of a deal. Otherwise, my next option, I was going to tell him, I think I said this on the last vlog, was to just take it up to the crown, do some decreasing down so that it was smaller. It would end up being longer, but it would be smaller and not so floppy on his head. So, here's that. I'm going to give it to him on Sunday at church, and hopefully it works for him. So, it is funny trying to figure out other things that people have knit and trying to figure out, okay, I'm really testing my knowledge here and my understanding of the fabric of the knit fabric and how that all plays together. I learn a lot about it at Knit Group because I've helped both of these gals learn how to knit, and then in that process also figure out how to knit garments and things like that, where for myself I still struggle. And so when they're struggling and they come to me and they say, what do I do here? You know, I'm like, hold on a minute. You know, and I have to think in my brain, okay, this is how this is going to work. So, anyway, it's fun. I enjoy it. And it's fun watching other people knit too. So, okay, that's it for all my knitting. The last thing I have to share with you is my package from Paradise Fiber. So, let's get to that. So, it arrived in this cute little bag. And again, this is the one for January, I think. I bought it kind of the end of January. Okay, let's take this out first. Oh yeah, January 2026. Okay, raspberry scones. Oh, 7 ounces of toffee chip cookie fiber. It's BFL and bamboo. Oh, I like that. And then raspberry scone fiber, 7 ounces. Extra fine merino and mohair. Okay, and then you get the recipes for these scones. Can you see these? Raspberry scones and chocolate chips. Yeah, chocolate chip cookies it looks like. And then there's a few extra things and a pattern idea. So that's cool. Alright, here's the first one. Comes in this nice little bag. 7 ounces is substantial. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Browns. I'm currently in the process of dyeing browns, and it's hard. So this is great. I'll be able to spin. Oh, that's fun. So this must be the mohair one, because maybe not. Let me just see here. I don't know, I've never knit with bamboo or spun with bamboo before, so, oh, that's nice. So this has brown, a bright pinkish color in it. So this must be the scone one. Yeah. So this is the extra fine merino and mohair together. That's really pretty. Nice. Okay. So that'll be fun to spin up. I'll take you along on that project. And I have been waiting to show you this to start spinning. So I will get on that. And then the last thing they have is a little goodie bag in here. And I've gotten these before, not on the actual month, but I've bought the stuff in the past. So they usually have a sticker, which they do. I will add this to my water mug. And then, what are these? This says Firefly Notes Online. Let's see. Oh, stitch markers for cooking. Oh, the cook's favorite. Look at that. Isn't that cute? That's fun. And then here's teaspoons and tablespoons. That's cute. Oh, fun. Stitch markers. Very cute. it's very themed. So I like that. All right. So that's it from me. I actually, I'm almost in the process of casting this off, so I wanted to cast something else on, and I have plans for that. So these are my future knitting plans segment, I guess. And I've printed out 3 patterns. These are all by Andrea Mowry. In January, she did a sale on her 2026 patterns, or not 2026, 2016 patterns, and I had one of them in my Ravelry favorites waiting to knit, and so that was exciting. And then in that process I picked out 2 more patterns as well. So the first one is the Find Your Fade shawl, and it's this ginormous fingering weight shawl. The plan I have for that is to dye up individual skeins. So it's on this page. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins, which if you buy the whole skein, that's a lot of money. So I looked at how much yardage or grams were for each of the skeins of color. So I'm just going to, I have bare fingering weight yarn in 20-gram minis that I'm going to dye specifically for this project. So the first color is 20 grams. So that's one of those 20 grams. So that's easy. The next one is 40 grams. So that's 2 of them. And then the third color is 60 grams. So you see what I mean? So I'm going to dye a fade, but I don't want any leftover yarn. So I'm just going to dye for this project the amounts that I need in mini skein form. The next one I have is the Every Way shawl. And this is the one that I actually had in my Ravelry library. Once I got the pattern, it's ginormous. This is worsted weight. So I am actually going to use several of these to make this shawl. This pattern, you can wear it multiple ways, like a tunic style or a, what do they call that? It's a whole thing. Not tunic. Poncho. You can wear it as a poncho. She even says you can use it as a baby, when you're breastfeeding your baby, you know. So I like the versatility. She's wearing it right here as a shawl, and there's buttons. Lots of fun. So this one is probably my next one because I need to take off some of this older stuff that hasn't sold, so that the stuff that I'm dyeing right now can go up here. And so I think it'll be great for this project. And then the next one that I have is an actual poncho. It is called... It is called Sheltered, and it's an actual poncho with a hood, and I've never done a hood before, so I thought, yep, want to try that. So I'm going to. She gave instructions on this that if you don't want full poncho, you can stitch down several stitches on the side. So I will likely do that because I don't want free flowing. I'd like it to come together a little bit. So that's my plan. I want to use this garment for my camping. We camp early and late in the season as well as all the other camping season. And those early months are cold. So I bought Patagonia wool from my distributor. It's 100% wool. And I'm going to use that to knit this up. And I'll probably likely dye it gray. So I'll keep you posted on that. And my cat is going into the Paradise Fiber bag. Penny. Okay, that's it for knitting future plans and the end of our conversation. So if you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing to the video. Leave a comment down below. I love engaging with you all on what you're knitting and what you're working on. So have a wonderful day, and until next time, happy knitting.